There was a tarot card found. Maybe many more actually had been left, but then there were the threatening letters. One at the Ponderosa, one in the woods. Demands for cash. Snipers got police locked in a bizarre duel of words now.
Serial killer's done it before. Here to talk about that in the past and how it could help us now with this current problem. Correspondent, he's well, he's actually Dr. Robert Reiner, Executive Director of Behavioral Associates at NYU. Thanks for coming over here.
No.
This method of communication, it seems so rare to us who don't usually follow serial killers, but it's not too rare, is it?
No. Jack the Ripper, Zodiac Killer, Son of Sam, they all communicated like this.
Where's the money come in?
That's something new. That's never been done before. It's, there's no precedent for it.
Mm-hmm. But does it make sense in terms of a person doesn't demand money right after the first killing, kills, then demands money?
He may want to show that he's serious about this. Right. The magnitude of the problem has risen.
You mentioned Jack the Ripper and the Zodiac Killer. A case familiar with a lot of people right now is Son of Sam, David Berkowitz, because he responded to Rita Cosby, Fox News Channel correspondent, who wrote to him and said, what do you think about what's going on? And he wrote back to her. He's a guy who, at the height of his crime spree, was writing a lot of letters.
That's true. He was paranoid schizophrenic. The cops that interviewed him afterwards all left the room shaking their heads saying, you know, we spent a year and a half following this guy. He's totally insane.
Didn't think he was capable of it.
Didn't think he was capable of doing it and not getting caught for so long.
Right. Tell me about Jack the Ripper and how they might work here. Some similar ways.
You know, all of these guys had one thing in common. There was a mystique. You know, Jack the Ripper with the cape, he came out of the fog. If there's one commonality, it's almost a religious kind of thing.
Some are wondering if it's the words that may trip up this guy, a la Ted Kaczynski. What happened there?
Well, but it's, you know, his brother tipped him off. His brother tipped off the cops on that one.
How easy is it?
But none of these letters have ever led to an arrest directly.
Well, but with the brother of Ted Kaczynski, I mean, he said, look, it sounds just like stuff my brother would say, the way he would say it, the way he would communicate.
That's true.
How easy or difficult is it to take someone's written and verbal language, because we have the tapes, because he called into the tip lines a couple of times, and use that to try to narrow down perhaps a ethnic origin, first language, a region, things like that?
I would say it's like a flag blowing in the wind. You can tell something about the direction, the velocity, but you know, that's about it.
Not the destination.
You're not going to get a whole lot of information.
Right. We do know,
you can get clues of where not to look.
Right. We know there have been at least 2 notes left, one at the Ponderosa, one at the bus stop yesterday, plus at least one tarot card with a note on it, and apparently some other tarot cards left at subsequent shootings as well. There's also been, he's talked to the cops, he's called up the tip line, and we understand that he has spoken in not perfect English, perhaps. His note behind the Ponderosa was in big block letters where there were some grammar errors and things like that. So you gotta wonder, is this guy really a lousy speaker or foreign, or is he trying to sound like somebody else?
That's exactly right. As I said when I was here on Sunday, there were more questions than there are answers in this situation. He could be, that's the thing about the money. There's no precedent for this.
Do you think he really wants the money, or he's just trying to throw us off?
Who doesn't want $10 million? But that may not be the critical issue here. Once again, nobody knows.
Is it revealing his somewhat volcanic temper, where he actually snapped and said, shut up and listen, I am God, and he has said before, now 5 people are going to die because you killed 6 of my calls?
Yeah, it's possible. Once again, there's a sense this guy has to feel really important. Now, most human behavior is compensatory. People are acting to balance themselves. So it's probable that he's reacting against feelings of inadequacy. You see, now he's got an opportunity to really take control. The world's really watching him. He's seeking to solve his problem by reducing his anxiety, balancing himself, taking control of the world.
Dr. Robert Reiner, Executive Director of Behavioral Associates at NYU, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome.